I do want to be clear with the House. I will not yield. Britain will not yield.
Now, you might think that the Prime Minister was talking to a foe there, but guess what? That wasn't directed at Putin. That was for Donald Trump.
He wants me to yield on my position, and I'm not going to do so.
Now, that's the strongest I've heard Starmer stick it to Trump. It has, I think it's fair to say, been a pretty bumpy week in the special relationship. And if you've been living under a stone and missed it all, just to recap, Trump has decided that he wants to take Greenland, which is part of the Kingdom of Denmark, under US control. But the UK, the Danes, the Greenlanders and the Europeans have said thanks, but no thanks. And if that wasn't enough, the tensions between the UK and the US have also flared up this week over the Chagos Islands. It's a group of islands in the Indian Ocean. The government have agreed to give them back to the Mauritian government, but keep control of a key military base there called Diego Garcia. Now, last year, Trump seemed to think that that deal was pretty fine.
I have a feeling it's going to work out very well. They're talking about a very long-term, powerful lease, a very strong lease.
But suddenly this week, Donald Trump decided that this deal was, to quote him, an act of great weakness and an act of great stupidity. Well, at Prime Minister's questions, Keir Starmer answered that.
He deployed those words yesterday for the express purpose of putting pressure on me and Britain in relation to my values and principles on the future of Greenland.
That's the Prime Minister basically saying, I see your game here, Donald Trump, and I'm not going to play ball. It's probably the strongest rebuke I've ever seen Starmer level at Trump. And he did it at Prime Minister's questions, literally as Trump was getting off the plane to give a speech at Davos. And back here, the solidarity that politicians had shown over Greenland gave way to splits over the Chagos deal. The Conservatives have never liked it, and Kemi Badenoch decided to get stuck in.
The Prime Minister is giving away territory we own and paying £35 billion for the privilege. Why doesn't he just scrap this terrible deal and put the money into our armed forces?
Now, if it was meant to bruise, it backfired on her as the Prime Minister took the higher ground.
I'm surprised the Leader of the Opposition has jumped on the bandwagon. Now she appears to support words by President Trump to undermine the government's position on the future of Greenland. She's chosen naked opportunism over the national interest.
Now, Badenoch's had a good few weeks at Prime Minister's questions, but today she misread the room. In this moment of national crisis, she decided to play politics, and it allowed Starmer to get the upper hand. So a win in the chamber for Keir Starmer, but what he faces beyond that room is far more unpredictable. This is a Prime Minister grappling with the most serious crisis in the transatlantic relationship in decades and unsure about how it's going to unfold.